Welcome in the world of artificial intelligence under artificial intelligence using Python series of lectures. This lecture is on search method part 6. Hi, I am Dr. Sunil from GCS Solutions. The contents of this lecture are the limitation of DFS and BFS, advantages of DFS BFS, depth bound depth first search, that is DBDFS, and analysis of DBDFS. Let us first see the limitations of DFS and BFS. The depth first search has following limitations. It is not complete as it does not guarantee the solution. It may get into infinite loop if state space is exponential in nature. For example, for this given state space, let us focus here where I am pointing. If DFS starts with a start node A, if it visits B, and if unfortunately the next node it visits is F, it will never find the goal as the goal is either node E or node H. And if the state space is exponential, it will get into infinite loop. It will never reach to the destiny. It does not give optimal solution. Moreover, one more problem DFS faces is it doesn't give optimal solution. It may give a solution having high cost. It has exponential time requirement of big O of b raised to power d, where b is the branching factor and d is the depth. If the state space grows exponential, obviously the time required is exponential. For example, it goes to say some depth level of say 100 or 200 or something like this. The value of b raised to power d is quite large. It is exponential. Similarly, the breadth first search has following limitations. The space required is exponential as it explores all the nodes at each level, and if the goal is tending towards the last level of the tree, the time required is again exponential, that is big O of b raised to power d. So BFS also faces the same problem as DFS. Moreover, the time required is also equal to big O of b raised to power d. In both the cases for BFS and DFS, the time requirement is b raised to power d. If state space is exponential, both of the algorithms will be having exponential time requirement. Let us now see the advantages of DFS and BFS. DFS has following advantages. It has one biggest advantage over the other algorithms is that it takes linear space of big O of b into n as it follows the linear path from source to destination, where n is the maximum depth of a given node in the state space. For example, let us see this state space. If algorithm starts with node A, it visits node B, and if it happens that it next node visited is E, so just within the inspection of level 3 of the tree, it visits only 3 nodes and gets the solution. Even if the solution is lying at some higher depth, the space requirement is equal to b, that is the b branching factor, n, that is the maximum depth of a node in the state space. Similarly, the breadth first search has following advantages. The breadth first search algorithm is complete as it explores all the nodes at each level, and if goal is tending towards the root, it gives solution immediately. Moreover, it gives optimal solution. That means it gives low cost solution. Let us compare the behavior of BFS with DFS. DFS, if for DFS, if the path is something like A, then B, then F, then K, and then some more nodes it explores at the next level of the tree, then it will never give this solution. But BFS, as it's explore level wise. For example, it explores the level 0 node, that is node A, then level 1 node, that is B and C, then it explores all the nodes at level 2, that is D, E, F, G, H and I. So while accessing the nodes at this level, it will definitely arrive at node E, and as E is the solution, we get the solution. So this way BFS has advantage of having guaranteed solution, that is it is complete, and it also gives optimal solution. Before getting into the actual working of the algorithm, let us first understand the state space for the search algorithm. The state space representation or description is given like this, that let A, B, C, D and so on are the vertices of the state space, and following are the legal moves. That means we have been given the nodes in the state space or vertices in the state space, and there are certain moves, legal moves, given with respect to the vertices. Now one can move from A to B and C, one can move from B to D, E and F, one can also move from C to G, H and I. From F one can move to J and K, and from I one can move to L and M. And this description can be represented diagrammatically using a state space diagram. So let us focus here where I'm pointing. So A, one can start with A and can visit B and C. From B one can visit to D, E and F. From C, G, H and I. From F, J and K, and from I, L and M. So this way this state space is represented. Moreover, this is a directed graph sort of representation, because we don't have any description that if we or if one visits from A to B, then one can also visit from B to A. So there is no reverse move. So that's why this is just a description like your directed graph. Now this state space is represented using a state space list or a set, wherein the state space is represented as a dictionary, and dictionary is nothing but key value pair. So A is the node, and that is the key, and BC is the value for the node A, and this B and C represents the immediate successor of A, and these immediate successors of A are nothing but the node which are the child node of A. So this way the state space is represented. Similarly for B, D, E and F are the child node. For C, G, H and I. For D there is no child. For E there is no child, but for F there is J and K as a child. These are the two children. G no child, H no child, I, so I has two children, L and M. And for J, K, L and M there are no child nodes. So that's why these are empty. With this understanding, we will try to apply the search algorithms. The depth-bound depth-first search, that is DBDFS, is a refined version of depth-first search, wherein the search is limited to the given depth value, thereby avoiding DFS to get into the dead end. That is the problem of getting into dead end. It will not lead to the dead end, as the artificial depth is provided to the algorithm. The steps followed by DBDFS are as follows. So it takes two arguments, that is the start node and depth bound. So these two things are to be provided by the user. So here open has at the beginning or as the initial value is start with the depth bound 0. So one has to specify the start node, and as one starts with certain node, the level assumed to be a 0. That is, the level of that particular start node is 0. Close is empty, then state is failure. Initially, as the algorithm has not reached to the goal state, so the initial value of state is failure. Now algorithm iterates with the two conditions, that is by testing two conditions. If open is not empty and state is not success, then it performs the following steps. This DB-DFS version is same as DFS, which has already been discussed, with the only modification that this algorithm takes into consideration the depth of each of the node, and it will iterate till the depth of the given node is less than the depth bound which is specified at the beginning of the algorithm. That depth bound is passed as an argument to this algorithm. Now let us see how it works. Initially there is at least one node in open, so open is not empty. Also the algorithm has not reached to the goal state, so state is failure, so both of the conditions are true. It picks the front node from the open, let us call that node as n, and whatever node is picked from the open, that is removed from the open, so open has all node except the node which is picked. Now as the algorithm starts with start vertex, that is single vertex, after this point of time open is empty. Now the depth is basically recorded in the depth variable. Whatever node is picked, that is the node front node of open is picked, the depth of that node is inspected. After that it checks whether the given node is goal node or not. If it is goal node, then the state is changed to success, that is goal is found, and whatever node is picked which is the goal node is appended to the closed. Now close is the least variable which keeps track of all the nodes visited till this point of time. If the given node is not goal node, it gets into else part. It will append the current node to the closed, and it will check whether the depth of the current node is less than or equal to depth bound, rather less than. Now if this is true, that means the algorithm is not yet reached to the depth bound. The algorithm can now call moveGen function to get all the child node of given node n. Now to the moveGen function, a node to be inspected or the node of which child or children are to be found is passed along with the depth of that node. Now how moveGen works? So let us focus here. So moveGen will take the node of which the child or children are to be found along with the depth. So it will try to first search the given node in the list of successor S, and if that node is found, the children of that particular node with depth value which is one more to the current node is returned to the DB-DFS. Let us try to understand moveGen behavior. Assume that n is a and depth is 0. So what will happen? So moveGen will search this list. So let us focus here where I'm pointing. moveGen will first search, is a present in this successors list? Yes, it is present. Now it checks what are the child node of a. Those are b and c. But if you see the state space here, b and c are lying at level 1. So what was the level of or depth of a? It was 0. And what is the depth of b and c? It is the depth of a plus 1, that is 0 plus 1 1. So moveGen will not simply return the child, it will also record the depth of that particular child. So here it will be something like this. So let us focus here where I am pointing. A is at level or depth 0. So MoveGen will return A comma 0. B and C are at level or depth 1. So MoveGen will return B comma 1 and C comma 1. That means node along with its level, because this level value is basically help the algorithm to decide whether to explore the next level or not, because this value is compared with the given depth bound. Now for D, E, F, G, H and I, these all nodes are lying at depth 2, so this is recorded like this. And similarly for JKLM, these are at level or depth 3, so the node along with the depth is recorded and that is returned. So MoveGen will return the child node of given node n, and from this child list whatever is there in the open or in the closed is removed, and whatever is left in the child, that is appended at the beginning of the open, so that in next iteration open will be having the child node of the given node n, and with this it will go to the next iteration. Hope you understood this. So we'll try to explore this algorithm more practically stepwise in the subsequent discussion. Let us now see the execution of this algorithm stepwise. So this is step 1, iteration 1. So to the algorithm, a start node is given, that is A, along with the depth bound 3. That is, the algorithm is expected to work up to depth 3. That means go deeper to till 3 levels. So level 0, level 1, level 2. Then in open, so this A along with its depth is specified, and that is stored as a node level pair, and closed is initially empty as algorithm has not reached to the goal state. The state is failure. So as there is one node in the open, so it is not empty and state is failure. So here both the conditions are true. It gets into the while loop. Now it picks the front node as there is only one node in the open, so it is picked, and that is removed from the open, so open is empty at this point of time. And here the depth of the node A is recorded, and after that first it is checked whether A is goal node or not. So what is task of goal test function? It checks whether A is goal or not, but in our case the goal is either E or H. So A doesn't match to either A or E, so it returns failure. So this test condition fails, it gets into else part, and now it appends to the close the current node along with the depth value. So now closed is initially empty. If this current node is appended, now close is having one node along with the depth, that is node A with depth 0, and here depth is 0 and depth bound is 3. Is the depth of the current node less than the depth bound? That means, are we inspecting the node within the given boundary? Yes, because given boundary is 3, that means we have to reach to level 2, and we are now at level 0, so there is a scope of iterating more number of levels, that is level 1 and level 2. So obviously this condition leads us to execute the 4 steps. So 4 steps will be executed by the algorithm. So it now calls MoveGen along with the node and its depth. MoveGen will get into the state space, that is successor list, and it will check what are the node child node of A, that is B and C, and these two nodes are at level 1. So MoveGen will return the child node, that is B and C, along with the depth, that is one more compared to the depth of A. So A is at depth 0 and the child B and C are at depth 1. So this is the status of the child at this point of time. Now from the child, whatever is there in the open, that is removed. There is nothing in the open, so there is nothing to be removed from the child, and from child algorithm also removes whatever there in the close. Now in close there is A with depth 0, and as there is no node A present in child, so nothing is removed, so child is B and C along with the depth level. Now here this child is appended at the beginning of the open. So now current status of open is like, initially the open was empty at this point of time, so whatever is there in the child, that is appended at the beginning. So here the open is updated to B and C. Now with this new open, this algorithm iterates. That is the next iteration. Now here in this iteration, still the start vertex is A and depth is 3. Now state is still failure. Now here open has B and C, state is not success, so it picks the front node from the open, that is B. It will remove that node from the open, and now open has only one node C with level value 1. Now the depth of the current node B is 1. So first it inspects whether B is a goal node. Now goal test function checks whether B is goal, but B is not goal, because the goal in the given state space is either E or H. So it returns false, so it gets into else part. Now here it appends the current node, that is B, to the closed. So initially closed was having one node A. Now this current node B along with the level value 1 is appended to the closed. So here closed has two nodes, that is A and B, the nodes which are visited up to this point of execution. Now the depth of the B is 1 and the depth bound is 3. Is it less? Yes. So it now calls moveGen function. So it passed the current node along with the depth value. Now moveGen function will search the search list. Now B is very well present in the search list, but here whatever child nodes are there of B, that is D, E and F, these are at level 2, that is 1 plus to the current node B. So B is at level 1 and D, E and F are at level 2, that is current depth plus 1. So here the moveGen will return D, E and F with the current level value of those nodes, that is 2, and then from this child node whatever there is in the open, that is removed. So in open there is only one node C, and in child there is no node C present, so child will be D, E and F. Now from the child whatever there is in the closed, that is also removed. So A closed has B, A and B, and there is no presence of A and B in the closed, so that is in the child. So child will be D, E and F with depth level 2. Here this child is appended at the beginning of the open. So new open will be current open, that is C, and the child element D, E and F. So here the open will be having D, E and F at level 2 and C at level 1. So with this new iteration will be executed, that means algorithm executes with the current new open node, that is D, E, F and C. So here at this point of time close has A and B and open has D, E, F and C. So with this iteration, with this value of open, it will iterate the while loop and will be executed with the new open. Now in this iteration 3, so open has 4 nodes. It is not empty, moreover state is also not success. Here algorithm again picks the front node, which is D. It removes that node from the open. So open has now only 3 nodes, E, F and C. The depth of the current node D is 2, that is recorded in the depth variable. D is tested for the goal. So D is not the goal. So goal test will return false. So this test condition fails. It gets into else part. Now in else, the current node D is appended to the closed. So in closed, up till now, the nodes visited are A, then B and then D. So closed keeps the track of nodes visited up to this point of execution. Now the depth of the current node is 2 and depth bound is 3. Is it less? Yes. That means we are within the given depth boundary, and now algorithm has the permission to inspect the nodes at this level so long the depth is less than depth bound. So moveGen is called along with the current node D with its depth value 2, but you know well that D doesn't have any child node. That means if we see the state space here, let us focus here. So D doesn't have any child. So moveGen will return nothing. Now from this child which doesn't have anything, whatever is there in the open, that is removed. So there is nothing to be removed from the child. Similarly, from the child, whatever is there in the closed, that is removed. So there is nothing to remove in the child because child is empty. So this empty list is appended at the beginning. So that means now open has more concretely only 3 nodes, that is E, F and C, and closed has 3 nodes A, B and D. So with this new open, it iterates for the next new open. Now here with this new open, the while loop iterates once again. So open is not empty, state is also not success. So both the conditions are true. It picks the front node, which is E. It removes it from the open. So open has only 2 nodes F and C. Now here the depth of the current node E is 2, that is recorded. Now here the goal test function checks whether E is a goal node or not. As E is goal node, it returns true. Now here the status is changed to success because goal is reached. The current node is appended to the closed. So now closed has the nodes visited up to this point, that is node A, then B, then D and E. As E is goal, so algorithm terminates because the status is success. It loop backs. So even though after this execution of if part, even though open has 2 nodes F and C, but state is success. So success is not success, fails. So this loop fails and it comes out of the while loop, and algorithm returns the status. So what is the status of this algorithm after this execution? The status is that goal is found. So it returns success. Hope you understood this. So at this point of time, so closed has all the nodes which are visited till goal is reached, and open has only 2 nodes left. Hope you understood this execution, and I'll recommend you to watch the video of depth first search, which is in the playlist of AI using Python. Let us now try to analyze the depth bound DFS. So depth bound DFS takes advantage of DFS, normal DFS, in terms of its linear space requirement, and it also takes advantage of BFS in terms of accessing the nodes level wise, all the nodes level wise. For example, if the depth bound is say 3, so it will access all the nodes at level 0, at level 1 and level 2. And because of this, if the goal is at any of these levels, that is from level 0 to level 2, it returns success. But what if our goal is not at the defined depth boundary? Goal is beyond that. So DFS, that is DBDFS, will not give a solution. So it doesn't guarantee the solution. For example, so long E and H are our target and defined boundary is say depth bound 3, then it gives solution E and H. Okay, but if our solution is at next level, DBDF fails to give the solution. That's why it is not complete. It's not optimal as well, because it will not give a low cost or best or optimal solution, because in our case the solution may lie with better cost, and that path may not be followed by DBDFS. The time complexity, that it takes b raised to power d time. Here b raised to power d, that is b is the branching factor and d is the depth. As we have restricted the DBDFS with artificial value, then the value of b raised to power d is somewhat linear in nature, so it takes less time. But still, for larger depth, b raised to power d is quite large value. It is exponential value, and it takes linear space, as already discussed. It takes the space of big O of b raised to power n, where n is the maximum depth of the node in the search. So, dear learners, how was the lecture? Please subscribe to the GCS Solutions. Like the video if you really like it. Share among the friends and comment for the improvement. So, we are GCS Solutions, making technology easy to learn. See you in the next lecture. Till next lecture, be intelligent.